Hi, welcome back to the Deep Dive series number 11, looking at one of the garages from my 300 car musical chill out garage tour, which I hope you've already seen. And this week it's the turn of the Grand Tourers. However, a slight downside is that 8 out of the 10 cars in this garage are no longer for sale, so some you can steal and some you'll simply need to look out for coming back via the usual channels if you want them. The first car is a quintessential Grand Touring car in every respect, the Bentley Continental. Now, I've done mine up as a Super Sports edition, and the Super Sports got you 700 horsepower, and the claim that this car could do over 200 miles an hour, making it the fastest four-seater car available at the time. Anyway, I love this car in the game because it looks so much like the real thing. It really has not been neutered very much at all. We all know it's a great driving car as well. I wanted an unusual colour, so I painted this Kingfisher blue, which I think is absolutely stunning. The hex is down below. Very highly recommended car from me. Now, this next car is a concept, the Maserati Alfieri, and I think it was a concept of a sports car, but it to me really looks more like a Grand Touring car. Of course, the only problem is it is a concept, which means I've had it the same in my garage every year. Now, I've reimagined quite a few concepts in the 2023 tour. I think perhaps for next year they will just go back to their standard concept form. But I do like the reimagining of this one very much. I think it looks absolutely stunning. I'm very, very pleased with it. The hex is below for my chosen colour, which is Porsche Yachting Blue. I just think it suits this car down to a T, as do those wheels in that colour. Really like the car. I forget what it drives like, but it doesn't really seem to matter. The next car does not need a crew colour. It's Prior Design's version of the Mercedes-Benz E550. I mentioned last week that you can build these Mercedes in the game as one or two different sorts of car because the identity is a little bit muddled up on them. But a lot of it, certainly the back half, does look like the E-Class. And Prior Design, they're from Germany. They work on making the cars faster, often wide-bodied, and give them some individual looks. And there's quite a bit of customization in the game on this car now. So whilst you can't make the perfect match, of course, you can make something in the style of. I think it came out rather well. For my Massacro, or the Aston Martin Vanquish, I wanted something bright coloured just because I felt that was going to suit in this garage to lift it a bit. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if there was a bright red one? And then it turned out there actually was. It's the Red Arrows Special Edition, and they did all sorts of things. They took out the rear seat and made room for your Red Arrows crash helmet, and you had the rescue tabs to pull to close your doors, etc. So a little over the top, but they only made 10, so of course they have a great value. Anyway, I'm so glad there's a red one in real life because it looks stunning in the game. Now, moving on to a car I'm not so sure of, the Albany Alpha. It's based on the Cadillac Elmiraj, I'm not too sure how you're supposed to say it, to be honest, which was a concept Grand Tourer from Cadillac. Stunning looking car. Of course, I've had it done up, as you see in the photo, for many years and decided this year to reimagine it. But when I look back, I'm not really sure what I was thinking with this colour combination, to be honest, and I don't think it suits it at all now, so apologies for that, but at least you get the hex for Mercedes Solar Beam Yellow, which is what the colour is. If I had to get rid of one car in the garage, it probably would be this one in reality. Now, if the Continental that we saw at the beginning was too small for you, maybe not opulent enough, then you might be considering, in real life of course, the Rolls-Royce Wraith, which is the Windsor in game. One thing that really pleases me with the Windsor is the way they've split the primary and secondary paints, because it's so similar to one of the styles available on the real car, and it's a style that's used very much on the Landspeed edition. The Landspeed edition was made to celebrate a world record set back in the 1930s with this absolute behemoth of a car you see here. It used a pair of Rolls-Royce V12s, each one was 37 litres. Monster engines, 2,000 horsepower, I say there were two of them. It did 357 miles an hour back in the 30s, absolutely awesome. It only held the record for about a year before it was taken from it, but what a car. And of course, if you can afford it, you can celebrate it with your Wraith. I quite enjoy driving this big heavy car around in the game, and if you want to find out more, I did a comparison of all the Rolls Royces, which I linked I think last week, and I'll link it this week. It reviews all 5 in the game. Now the Windsor is still available to buy, as is this next car, the Bestia GTS, based on the Ferrari GTC4 Lusso. And I based mine on a Novitec edition you see here. Novitec, I've used some of their cars before. They're a German tuner, they make subtle body modifications and they work a bit more under the skin. I didn't go for this colour here though, I went for a more vibrant purple colour on the basis that you can have any colour you like if you're having a bespoke car like that from Novitec. It's quite a fun driving car. As I say, you can still get it, which is a big bonus. I think it looks really good like this, and I'm sure in the past I've done one of the tailor-made versions of the car as well. That's another way to put some interesting gold wheels and nice colours on it and still have it as real life. Of course, this next car is free from the street to test drive or to keep. You can also get the convertible, the Ubermax Zion, of course being the BMW E63 6 Series. I made mine maybe predictably as an M6, but I went for the competition limited edition, which I found on a photograph from a Polish dealer, because I really like the combination of that blue paint and the gold wheels, and it's not something I've seen very often, so I think it looks absolutely excellent. There's also a one-off show version of the car that you can also build. It's pretty interesting. I have a little review of the car which includes that build. It's the Attention concept. So if you want to look at that, then click down below somewhere. Now we move on to a slightly confusing car, the Grotti Carbonizzare. Now this is based on a lot of cars, and it definitely has the folding hardtop from the Ferrari California. But the overall general shape, if you just leave the roof up, does at least reasonably look like the Ferrari F12. Certainly not a dead ringer. Built mine again on a Novitec version because it allowed me to do something unusual, and I copied this British registered satin dark green version of the car. I just thought it looked absolutely stunning. I know I did a review of this car and it includes this build, I think, in that review, which is down below. Again, it's discontinued, but it is a really fun driving car, and it's less than 200,000, and it is something I recommend, in fact, if it does come up for sale again. Despite the mixed personality of the car, it's a nice drive, it's good value. Closing today with the Serrano, and this is dirt cheap to get, so when it next comes back on sale you may well consider it. I wish, and I mean I really wish, that we had the hardtop gull-wing doored version of the Mercedes SLS rather than the Roadster version. Anyway, stored roof down, which is how I always store convertible cars in my garages, I think the car does look very good. It's quite sensitive to paint and wheels. This one reviewed by Autocar does look good, some of the other combinations don't, but it's a lot of flash for the cash. Well, that wraps up the Grand Touring garage, a garage that's almost impossible to put together if you don't have the bulk of the cars already, thanks to the heinous removal of all the cars. But some very nice cars here, and some I'm not so bothered about. I think of everything, my favourite in here is the Paragon R, the Bentley Continental. I just think it looks and drives really, really nicely, and no way am I ever getting rid of this car. Now, I've never owned a GT car like these for real. I might be physically old enough, but I don't think I'm mentally old enough yet, and I probably don't also have the cash. But what I have owned quite a lot of are track day cars. Had a Caterham, a Westfield, I got the Lotus now of course, and did quite a few track days in the past. And that is the next collection we're coming to, is my Fancy a Track Day collection. So that's next Sunday. I hope you will stick around for that one. Otherwise, as always, please, if you hit me with a like, I would so much appreciate it. A comment down below would be awesome. And if you like real cars in GTA and you're not subscribed, well, hit that button as well, please. I really hope you enjoyed this, and thank you so much for watching.